Hi, my name is Deb from DG Reads, and I'm here today to do a book haul. I thought with July and summer, book mail might slow down a little bit, but it's still been coming in really steadily. I have so many books here that I'm excited for, and my book ordering also went a little bit wild this month. So let's go through my gifted books to start with and see how big of a stack we can build here. So first off, from Gallery Books, I received Someone You Trust, and this is by Rachel Ryan, and this one is a thriller. It came out in August 2023. Amy takes a nannying job in a remote setting. She's got two kids who are wonderful, but there's something about it that has her on ease, and I'm excited to find out what that is. Next up, I have Lady Killer by Catherine Wood, and I received this one from Bantam Books, and this one just came out on July 9th, 2024. This one, we have a missing heiress and a best friend on a race to find out what happened to her using clues from an explosive manuscript. Next up, I have The Perfect Sister by Stephanie DeCarolis, and this one is a gifted copy from Bantam Books. This one just came out on July 16th, and we've got a missing sister and another sister who's trying to find them, finding lots of secrets. The setting is in the Hamptons. It sounds like probably a lot of wealth and privilege and secrets, and it's called a sultry and sumptuous psychological thriller. Next up, I have The Stardust Grail by Yumi Kitase, and this one came out in June, on June 11th, and this is a gifted copy from Flatiron Books. It is described as a thrilling anti-colonial space heist to save an alien race. So I've been really absorbing sci-fi particularly well recently, so I've had my eye on this one. I was excited to just get it in the mail. And then also from Flatiron, I have Very Bad Company by Emma Donoghue. This one came out in May 14th. Every year, the executives from a tech startup get together, but when someone goes missing, they have to continue as if all business is normal to make sure their company stays afloat, and it sounds very intriguing. And then I've got The Best Possible Experience by Nishana Injam, and this is a collection of short stories. It sounds like it's set both in India and following people who have left India, and it's contemporary short stories. It sounds like it is a new author in the field. And this is a gifted copy from Vintage Books. And then from Del Rey, I received Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman, and this is an author I've very much enjoyed before. I've been seeing a few mixed thoughts on the audiobook for this one, so it might be one I pick up in physical form, but I am excited to check it out. They also sent along a cute little light up keychain that says "Read with the lights on." And this one came out on June 25th. Also out on June 25th, I have All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker, and this one is a gifted copy from Crown. This one said it's a missing person mystery, a serial killer thriller, a love story, unique twist on each. And it sounds like it's a historical setting with missing girls and an unlikely hero, so I look forward to checking this out. I've seen great reviews. Next up from Knopf, I have Nivola by Paolo Bacigalupi, and this one is a 7/9/24 release. It's literary fantasy about the young scion from a ruling class family who is facing a rebellion. It sounds like a lot of politics and power struggles, and definitely intrigued by that. And they also sent a matching set of playing cards, which is fun. And then from Del Rey, I have The Book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Myville. And this one is a 7/23/24 release. This one's described as a genre-bending epic with ancient powers, modern war, and a immortal who wants to be able to die. So sounds very intriguing. Also, I really am enjoying this black and hot pink color scheme on the cover. They also sent along a copy of Berserker, which is by Keanu Reeves, Matt Kint, Ron Garney, and Bill Crabtree to check out. So fun, very shiny. Sorry about the glare. I received Look in the Mirror by Catherine Steadman. Stedman from Ballantine Books, and I just read one of her books and really enjoyed it, Mr. Nobody, from her backlist. So this showed up at the perfect time for me to be very hyped for it. Sounds like we're following two people. Nina's father has died and left her with a fancy vacation home she didn't know existed. And then Maria is a nanny whose employers never show up. So she winds up making herself right at home, except she's been told never to go into the basement. So of course she's curious about the basement. That has me intrigued, definitely eager. Blood in the Cut by Alejandro Nordars, and this one is a gifted copy from Flatiron Books. It just came out on June 4th, and we're following a main character who's newly out of prison. He's needing to reestablish himself, it sounds like, regain his father's trust, and try to protect the family business, I think, from new rivals in Miami. And then I've got You're Safe Here by Leslie Stevens, and this one is a gifted copy from Gallery Scout Press. This one came out on June 25th. That was a really big publishing day. It's set in 2060. Well pods are the new big tech thing. Little personal private paradises scattered throughout the ocean that focus on health and wellness. Maggie is off to participate in a 6-week program, but her fiance finds out that there's a dark undercurrent to this well pod business and must do what she can to save Maggie's life. And then from Crown Publishers, I received a copy of The Red Garden by Alice Hoffman. This is a collection of short stories. It's a backlist title. It came out in 2011, but I, again, have been wanting to get to more short stories, so I'm eager to pick this up. I have read and enjoyed Alice Hoffman in the past as well. It talks about being a combination of magical realism, historical fiction, small town settings, all things that could work well for me, so I'm excited for that. And then from One World Books, I have Catalina by Carla Cornejo Villavicencio, and this one came out on July 23rd. Catalina left Latin America to be raised by her undocumented grandparents in the United States. She's gone from that to being accepted at Harvard, but now that she's approaching graduation, she doesn't know what world she'll be graduating into as an undocumented person. So it sounds like a hard-hitting story, definitely relevant today. Next up from Crown, I received Paradise, One Town Struggle to Survive an American Wildfire. This is by Lizzie Johnson, and it's about California's campfire, which, living in California, definitely drew my interest to learn more of the firsthand accounts of everything that went on with that. It's intended to give both an explanation of what happened and ways to prevent a repeat of such a horrible tragedy. And then I have two books from St. Martin's. This is Block Party by Jamie Day. I read this back when it was newer and really enjoyed it. In fact, I still vividly remember Kylie in her rocker costume with this book. This one is set in a cul-de-sac. They're having a neighborhood block party and things go really, really wrong. And there was a lot of twists and turns, as I remember, and overall an enjoyable story. And then that came with Jamie Day's newest release, which is One Big Happy Family. And as one might guess, it's not about a big happy family. I did just also read and review this one very recently as part of my beach reads vlog, which I will have linked. But again, very messy, lots going on in this one, but still a good time for reading. And last in my gifted books from Crooked Lane, I've received The Vampires of King Street, and this is a book set in an alternate history where vampires are a known thing and the wealthy keep them basically as household servants, and they can be their butler or their driver or whatever it may be. It sounds like all they have to pay them is a little bit of blood and a coffin to keep out the daylight. We are following a woman who is an immigrant in this society, and she knows what it's like to feel like she's being treated as less than. And so when a vampire who very much fits in that category in the world's view comes to her because he's been accused of a murder he didn't do, she takes on the case. This sounds really interesting. I'm excited to get to it. This one comes out on September 14th. And if the stack isn't high enough yet, I do still have the books that I've purchased in the last month. Okay, let's see how much damage I did to my credit cards this month. So I've got a couple of Lumicrate books that came in this month of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen, and this is just stunning. I mean, look at that dragon edge. And it's got a really pretty make it a hardcover as well. Cover is gorgeous. We are following a young girl whose father is murdered, and she winds up going on the trail to find out secrets from his past or what might have happened, it sounds like. So definitely intrigued. And then I also, from Illumicrate, have Goddess of the River, and this is by Vaishnavi Patel. And another pretty edition here. A mother and son, a goddess and a prince, a curse and an oath, a river whose course will change the fate of the world. Love that. Stunning artwork on the end papers. Yeah, pretty foiling there as well. The Sky on Fire is a new one from Jen Lyons that I picked up. Don't need much to know about this one except it's got dragons. It says, enter a world ruled by dragons. So very excited to check that out. The Heaters by Robin Harding. This is an author who I've really enjoyed before. She writes really messy, really twisty books. And this one we're following a debut author who starts getting disturbing messages. So it's a bookish thriller, which really has me excited. And then I have The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is a book that I've read and loved, and I've never had matching covers. The series really doesn't have matching covers, so I've decided to start picking up the new editions in order to have matches. This is a book that also had some edits done, and there's a new book on the way to us, so I will, I think, probably be rereading the series to refresh myself since it's been a while as I get the new editions. Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates is her latest release and the most recent bit of book mail that I got. And this one is a novella about a ghost camera along with a mix of other short stories. Darcy Coates is an auto-buy author for me. I don't really need to know a whole lot about it. This is another one I would love to get to very soon. And then I have Winter Harvest by Joanna Papadopoulou. And this one is from Twisted Retreat. They make their editions very pretty. And it is a brand new dark reimagining of the Hades and Persephone story. And then I have some Fairy Loot books. So The God and the Gumiho, and this one is by Sophie Kim. This is, of course, stunning as well. This says it pairs the most famous nine-tailed fox with a trickster god turned detective to track down a wrathful demon. So that sounds intriguing. And then I also have The Darkness Within by Trisha Levenseller, and this one, again, pretty. Foiling on the end papers there. Inside. This is a standalone sequel to The Shadows Between Us, which I did enjoy, so I've been looking forward to this one. And then I have two books that I received from Nightworm subscription, and first up, The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim, and this one is described as a feminist serial killer story from a Korean American perspective. And secondly, Your Utopia by Bora Chung, translated by Anton Her, and this is a short story collection that I look forward to reading. And then I picked up The Bound Worlds by Megan O'Keefe, and this is the third book in the Devoured World series. And no, I haven't read book one yet, so I can't really tell you much about this one, but it is an author I've really enjoyed before, so I have pre-ordered the books and I look forward to getting to them. Again, I have been enjoying sci-fi lately, so I really need to dive into this series. And then for Book of the Month, I picked up The Ministry of Time by Colleen Bradley, and this is what sounds like a big kind of genre mashup. It's described as having a time travel romance, a spy thriller, a workplace comedy, and an ingenious exploration of the nature of power and the potential for love to change it all. The back of the book says, a boy meets a girl, the past meets the future, a finger meets a trigger, the beginning meets the end. So this one and the reviews I've seen for it have had me really interested to see what my take on it will be. And then also from Book of the Month, I picked up The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was a hugely anticipated book for me. I really loved her book Long Bright River and recommended it to a lot of people, so I've been looking forward to this one. This has a camp setting. A young camper goes missing, but it's actually the child of the owners. Sounds like this camp has a lot of inner workings with the town and the town's economy, and I am hugely looking forward to reading this. Also in the really anticipated reads category, we've got I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This is one that, again, is an author that I have really loved in the past, and therefore have really been anticipating. It is also a Literally Dead book club pick coming up really soon, so hopefully that'll be the extra emphasis I need to pick it up very quickly. And then last but certainly not least when it comes to pages is The Girl in the Corn duology. And this is by Jason Offutt, and it came in a Twisted Retreat box. It includes The Girl in the Corn and also The Boy from Two Worlds. And it sounds like its setup is that fairies don't exist. That's what Thomas has been told, but events prove otherwise. So very intrigued by this one as well. So that's it for my book mail. I say that as if this isn't a ton of books, but that's it for me today. If you could hit that like button below, I would really appreciate it, and subscribe if you're interested in more of my content or to catch my reviews on any of these books. Let me know in the comments below, which of these would you start reading first? Are there any here you think I'm going to love? Are there any here you'd like to hear my review on? Let me know all the things, and if you've made it this far and you don't have anything to comment, leave me a book related emoji. But that's it for me for now. I will leave you here and catch you in the next video.